Welcome to Mind Decoded, friends. So far, you've learned how to respect your needs, embrace happiness, create balance, build inner confidence, and release the identity of pain. But the next 5 affirmations go even deeper. They're about growth, purpose, progress, patience, and learning to trust your own journey even when it looks completely different from everyone else's. Because the greatest competition you'll ever face is not with another person. It's with the person you were yesterday. This is part 3 of our 20 Affirmations Who Rewire Your Mind series, Becoming the Person You're Meant to Be. Take a moment and think about this. How much of your life has been spent comparing yourself to someone else? Maybe a friend who became successful before you, a classmate who seems to have the perfect career, someone on social media who appears to have the perfect body, perfect relationship, and perfect life. Comparison has become so common that many people don't even realize they're doing it anymore. But here's the truth. You were never meant to live someone else's story. You were meant to write your own. The next 5 affirmations are about discovering your purpose, trusting your journey, and realizing that becoming your best self is not a race. It's a lifelong process. Let's continue. 11. I am doing the work that works for me. One of the biggest sources of stress in today's world is feeling like you're always behind. Someone else is earning more. Someone else has more followers. Someone else seems to be moving ahead faster. And slowly, you begin questioning your own path. Am I doing enough? Am I wasting my life? Should I be somewhere else by now? But have you ever noticed something interesting? A fish would feel like a failure if it judged itself by its ability to climb a tree. And a bird would struggle if it tried to live underwater. Neither one is incapable. They're simply designed for different environments. The same is true for people. Not every career is meant for you. Not every lifestyle will make you happy. Not every definition of success deserves to become your definition. Society often tells us there's only one path to success. Go to school, get a degree, find a secure job, earn more money, retire. But life isn't an assembly line. Some people become entrepreneurs. Some become artists. Some become teachers. Some become parents who dedicate their lives to raising incredible human beings. Every path has value, as long as it aligns with who you truly are. The goal isn't to impress strangers. The goal is to build a life that allows you to sleep peacefully at night. So whenever doubt begins whispering, repeat this affirmation. I am doing the work that works for me. Because success without fulfillment is simply another form of failure. 12. I am good, and I am getting better. Perfection. It sounds inspiring. But in reality, it's one of the biggest causes of anxiety. Many people refuse to celebrate their progress because they're obsessed with perfection. They lose 10 kilograms, but complain about the last 2. They earn a promotion, but immediately compare themselves to someone earning more. They finish an important goal, but instead of feeling proud, they criticize themselves for taking too long. The finish line keeps moving, and happiness keeps getting postponed. Here's something athletes understand that most people forget. Champions aren't created by perfect performances. They're created by consistent improvement. Just 1% better every day. Imagine planting a seed. Would you dig it up every morning to check whether it's growing? Of course not. Growth is often invisible. Until one day, everyone notices the tree. The same is true for your life. You don't become wiser overnight. You become wiser through thousands of tiny improvements no one else sees. The book you finished reading. The difficult conversation you handled calmly. The habit you refused to quit. The fear you finally faced. Those moments matter. Don't ignore them simply because they seem small. Today's affirmation reminds us that progress deserves celebration. I am good and getting better. Not perfect. Better. And better is more than enough. 13. I am growing, and I am going at my own pace. Imagine 2 flowers growing in the same garden. One blooms in spring, The other blooms in summer. Would you call the second flower a failure? Of course not. It simply blooms when it's ready. Yet somehow, when it comes to our own lives, we expect ourselves to reach every milestone at exactly the same time as everyone else. Marriage, career, money, success. We create invisible deadlines based on other people's timelines. And when our lives don't match theirs, we assume something is wrong with us. But life isn't a competition. It's a journey. Some people discover their purpose at 20, others at 50. Some people become wealthy early. Others build lasting success much later in life. Think about Colonel Sanders. He was in his 60s before KFC became successful. Think about J.K. Rowling. She faced rejection after rejection before publishing Harry Potter. History is full of people who succeeded later than society expected. The lesson is simple. Your timeline isn't broken. It's yours. Stop measuring your beginning against someone else's middle. Focus on becoming 1% better than yesterday. That is real progress. So whenever impatience appears, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I'm growing and I'm going at my own pace. Because flowers don't compete. They simply bloom. 14. I am held and supported by those who love me. One of the greatest illusions the mind creates is this. I'm completely alone. When life becomes difficult, our brain naturally focuses on what's missing. We forget the people who genuinely care about us. We isolate ourselves. We stop answering calls. We convince ourselves that nobody understands. But let me ask you something. Have there been people who stood beside you during your hardest moments? Maybe a parent, a friend, a teacher, a sibling, a partner. Maybe someone encouraged you when you were ready to quit. Maybe someone believed in you before you believed in yourself. Human beings were never designed to survive alone. Connection is one of our deepest psychological needs. Research consistently shows that people with strong emotional support systems experience lower stress, better mental health, and greater resilience during difficult times. Strength doesn't mean carrying every burden alone. Strength means knowing who you can lean on when life becomes heavy. And just as importantly, being that person for someone else. Never underestimate the healing power of a simple conversation. Sometimes one sincere, "How are you really doing?" can change someone's entire week. Today's affirmation reminds us that love often exists more quietly than we notice. I am held and supported by those who love me, even on the days when your mind tries to convince you otherwise. 15. I am in charge of how I feel, and I choose to feel happy. This may be the most powerful affirmation in today's video, because it challenges one of the biggest myths people believe. They made me angry. They ruined my day. They control my happiness. But do they? Think about two people stuck in traffic. One spends the entire journey shouting, complaining, and becoming frustrated. The other turns on calming music or a podcast and accepts that the situation is outside their control. Same traffic. Two completely different emotional experiences. The difference wasn't the event. The difference was the response. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore painful emotions. Toxic positivity pretending everything is fine when it isn't healthy. You're allowed to feel sadness. You're allowed to grieve. You're allowed to cry. The real lesson is this. Your emotions are valid, but they don't have to become permanent. Happiness isn't something life gives you. It's something you practice. It's found in gratitude, in meaningful relationships, in purposeful work, in forgiving yourself, in appreciating small moments instead of constantly chasing bigger ones. Every morning, you have a choice. You can focus on everything that's wrong, or you can notice everything that's still beautiful. Both realities exist. Your attention decides which one grows stronger. That's why this affirmation is so empowering. I am in charge of how I feel, and I choose to feel happy. Not because life is always easy, but because your mindset is more powerful than your circumstances. So friends, now the time to say goodbye, but you forget one very important task. Like, subscribe and comment so that we can serve you best content every day. Because we also need motivation, so keep watching. Have a good day, guys.